what's going on, y'all? Welcome back to Let's Take Flight. And as you can see, we are finally back in the office. And man, I've been doing so much traveling lately, man. I've been to Indonesia, I've been to Bali. Me and Byron, the instructor, just came back from Colombia and the DR. So things are finally starting to get back to normal. You know, we're back on the grind, back on the hustle, but don't get it twisted. I still got some more trips in the books that's coming up real soon, man. So stay tuned for that. But right now, I just wanted to give a little recap on my DR trip. We was in the Dominican Republic. You see the title. I would never take a Uber in Sosua or Puerto Plata ever again. Now, let me just start off on a positive note because I had a really good time there. We both had a really good time. Ain't no party like a DR party. You know what I'm saying? If you've been there, if you know, you know. You know what I'm saying? Sosua is always a good time. Puerto Plata is always a good time. The Dominican Republic in general is always a good time. If you enjoy the great weather, the beaches, the food, the drinks, the good vibes. We went down there for a party. We got a homeboy of ours. He goes down there and throws parties all over the world, really. But he just so happened to be in the DR. So we decided to go down there and show him some support. So the party was off the chain. I can't even post half of what was going on in that party on YouTube. But it was definitely a really good time. But there are some things that did go down throughout our trip that did put a slight damper on our trip. And of course, it was the transportation, getting around. You know, that was a bit of a challenge. And I just want to share with y'all what we've been through and things that you can do to, I guess, kind of avoid that, you know. But I noticed that, and I'm not the only one that's been through this. You know, if you've been to the DR, I think you know also, using Uber can be very challenging depending on where you are in the Dominican Republic. Because I'm going to say this, we didn't have any problems when we were in Santo Domingo, right? Just to give you a quick recap on our trip. We went to Colombia first, and we flew from Colombia to Santo Domingo, right? Now, again, our whole agenda was to go to the north part of the island, Sosua and Puerto Plata. But we flew into Santo Domingo because the prices was way cheaper, and we figured, what the heck? So we flew into Santo Domingo. Once we landed, we took an Uber from Santo Domingo Airport to our Airbnb that we had in Santo Domingo. And let me just say, off top, we had no issues with Uber. We booked it like you normally would here in the States. The guy showed up, took us directly to our Airbnb, no hassling. He didn't ask us for no extra money, with nothing, no bull crap. Got us right to our Airbnb. Cool. Worked like it was supposed to work, right? Now, the next day, we were scheduled to go to Sosua, right? Now, our original plan was to take the bus, because that would have been a cheaper route. I think the bus is only like, $15 a piece, something like that. That would have been a cheaper route, but we were extremely tired, and we was willing to pay for convenience. So we decided to take an Uber from Santo Domingo to Sosua, which is about a 4-hour drive. Right now, I forgot the exact total. I posted up, but I want to say our Uber ride was, I think, about $130, something like that. So, for the Dominican Republic, I guess that's a lot of money, but you gotta understand, that's a 4-hour drive, you know? So, you know, it is what it is, right? Yeah, we could have took the bus. It would have been probably $30 amongst both of us, you know, but it would have been a lot more we had to go through. We had to take an Uber or a taxi to get to the bus station, then get on the bus, wait for the bus, stop off at whatever stops in between, and then we had to take another Uber from the bus station in Sosua to where our Airbnb was. So we took the path of least resistance, and we just paid the extra money and took the Uber. And I must say, that was a very great Uber ride. The guy picked us up. He was very nice. We didn't have any issues. He didn't try to upcharge us. He didn't give us no bull crap, nothing. What the price was what it was. And we paid what it was. He didn't ask for a tip, nothing. Right? And he was happy. I'm like, cool. Right? I'm like, all right, maybe Uber has gotten better, because I've had some bad experiences with Uber in the past in the DR. Right? So I'm thinking, okay, maybe things have changed. Right? Boy, was I wrong. Because the next day, once we're in Seward, now it's like, all right, we settling in. All right, now let's hit the streets up. Right? When we start trying to get around, that's when we start noticing a lot of the BS that goes on in that part of the country when it comes to Ubers. Right? In our situation, we called for Uber because we just wanted to go to, I think, the supermarket to get some food, because we was at the Airbnb, and we wanted to get some food for the Airbnb. So we called an Uber to see how much it cost us to, go to the supermarket. I want to say it was like $10 or something like that. So we was fine with that. We're like, all right, we pay $10, go up to the supermarket, and then we probably had to pay another $10 to get back. We was gonna split it amongst each other, so it was no big deal, right? So we ordered an Uber, and then the guy calls us like immediately and says, "Hey, I'm gonna need $30." You're like, what? $30 on top of the $10, and he gives us this whole rundown. Yeah, Uber doesn't pay us enough. Now, he's speaking in Spanish, but we translating, and I can't come out there for less than 30. I'm like, just to go right down the street? I mean, it's literally where we were in the supermarket. It was about a 10-minute drive, right? And he wasn't that far away. So I'm like, so we canceled. So we like, nah, it's okay. So we canceled. He got his little kickback, whatever. Ordered another Uber. Hit us with a similar story. This guy wanted $80. I'm like, what the hell? So I got fed up. Byron got fed up. So I said, yo, screw this. Tomorrow, we gonna go rent a car. Like I said, we gonna go rent a car, and I'm not dealing with this no more. Now, one thing about me, now I've been to a lot of countries, and one thing I've never was really adamant about was renting cars when I'm in another country. It's just one of them things I just never felt comfortable with. I never wanted to do, because I just know some of the games that's played. I always felt like if I get into an accident, it's a foreigner, they're going to probably automatically say it's my fault just because I'm a foreigner. They're going to say I don't know the laws, I don't know how traffic works. And in some cases, they might be right, because some of these traffic laws are just suggestions. They're not even things that, these not regulated laws, traffic laws when you go to some of these countries. So, things don't operate the same in some of these other countries like they do here in the States. So I'm like, you know what? I'd rather just pay a taxi or a rideshare service or something like that to be on the safe side. But I was so fed up in the DR, all of that logic went right out the window, and I'm like, nah, I can't do this. So I rented a car. Well, we rented a car. And so what I had to do was I went online, I booked through Avis, because I've been using Avis a lot. And of course, at the time, what card did I have? Oh, I used my American Express Platinum card. And I brought the extra insurance that comes with the card, because that card doesn't come automatically with primary car insurance. It comes with secondary. So if you want primary, you got to pay an extra, I want to say it's $19.99 for $75,000 in coverage, or $24.99 for, I want to say, over $100,000 worth of coverage. So I bought the $19.99 coverage, and I used my Platinum card at Avis. So what we did that very next morning, and I had to call Uber again, and I just sucked it up. I was like, hey, take me to the airport. For all he knew, we was flying up out of there. So I want to say he charged us, like $25 to go to the airport, maybe close to $30. I just paid it. I'm like, this is going to be the last time that I order a Uber in this part of the DR. I'm not doing it no more. So I paid him his $30. He took us back to the airport, and I went right to Avis, and we rented a car. And I must say, the experience was actually not bad. It was actually really great, believe it or not. All of the things that I was worried about, you know, I was worrying for nothing, obviously, because everything was cool. We went there. The people were very friendly. I had no issues. Of course, you can use your American license in the DR, you know, so it was cool. So we got the car. Matter of fact, I'll show you a clip of what the car looked like now, and you'll see what I did. You know, when the guy came out with the car, you know, I actually got my phone out and filmed the car from top to bottom, you know, and I think this is a good thing that a lot of y'all guys should do also if you're in the DR renting a car, because in some of these foreign countries, people will try to scam you. They will try to say that you did damage to something that you didn't do. I've heard horror stories about that, so I was on point. I'm filming the car and everything. So but it was a really nice car. Check it out right here.
John, Ray, and John.
All right.
Can you?
All right.
See the protection might come in you. Okay. The protection.
All right.
The damage. Sir.
All right.
Let's practice. A little bit.
Okay. All right. Got it. Yeah. All right.
Thank you.
All right.
With the fuel.
All right. All right.
Sir,
Yes.
your phone.
All right. Full tank of gas.
Yeah.
All right.
Sit the key outside. You have the key, okay?
Yeah.
You sit the light there outside, okay?
Okay. All right.
Sir, registration copy.
All right.
Registration copy. Insurance purchased by the.
So yeah, man. After we finally rented the car, everything from that point on was smooth sailing. We was able to get around, had no issues. Now I was driving slow as molasses because I was still a little paranoid. I ain't want nothing crazy to happen. And you know, I'm gonna see can I get Byron the instructor on here because it takes him to tell this story, man. We was out one night driving to Sosua from Puerto Plata. I think we was going to Kings to get some of that snapper. I know y'all seen that short we did. We was eating that snapper. Anyway, we seen some guy hit a pig. Like, I know it sounds crazy. A pig ran into the middle of the street and some guy hit him. Ran right into the pig, then the pig just moseyed off the street like it was no big deal. I'm like, yo, whole front end jacked up. So I said, see, this is the type of stuff that worries me about renting a car in the DR. But other than that, I had no issues. Had no issues with police. Even now I know sometimes in the Sosua area traffic can get really crazy, even in Puerto Plata. But I only went places You know, I wasn't out joyriding. I wasn't going nowhere. I wasn't driving unnecessarily, if you will. So whenever we went out, I would go directly where I was going, and I stay there. And actually, I wasn't drinking while I was driving. The only time I had any drinks when I was back at the Airbnb. I wasn't trying to have no issues. You know, we was in Puerto Plata. We might drive to the supermarket, something like that. Drive to the beach, and it was cool. It was very cool. You know, but my suggestion, if you are in the north part of Santo Domingo, Sosúa, Puerto Plata specifically, I would suggest to either rent a car or have 2 or maybe 3 taxi drivers that you know, that you have a rapport with, and stick with them. I wouldn't mess with Uber. Uber is just, I don't know. I mean, it's like a roll of the dice. Now, you can use Uber and hopefully find you a good taxi driver, right? But just know that they're going to hit you with that, oh, well, Uber doesn't pay enough, so I'm going to need an extra $20, $30. You know, now, if they give you a price that's reasonable, you know, you can make the decision on whether you want to go that route or not. You know, if you ask for an extra $10, it's like, okay, cool. Depending on how far you're going, all right, you know, no big deal, right? But when they start asking for 30, 40, 50, 80, it's like, come on, man. It's like, come on, man. And, you know, and a lot of these guys is really predatory because they know that you're a foreigner. I mean, as soon as you open your mouth, they know you're not from there, right? A lot of the times, now I've witnessed this in a lot of countries, but, you know, the DR specifically, you know, sometimes when people are walking up to you, they're being very friendly, the first thing they want to know is where you're from. Don't take that lightly, because most of the time they're trying to size you up and trying to figure out how much they're going to charge you. Sadly, again, all Dominicans are not like this. I don't want to make it seem like I'm coming down on the DR like that or talk about the people, because I love my Dominican people. I really do. Y'all are vibe. You know what I'm saying? I'm just talking about some of these taxi drivers and how they operate. You know, they are going to hit you with that where you from stuff. It's not just small talk. They trying to figure out how much they're going to charge you, right? Once they realize you don't speak Spanish, it's a wrap. You're going to get gringo prices. That's just the way it is down there. So, you know, if you get somebody, you find you a taxi driver that's trustworthy, you know, that's fair, I would say stick with him. Just stick with them and don't really go outside of that. You found one, cool. If you get lucky and find another one, cool. Keep them 2 people in your phone, and then you can use them whenever you need to go somewhere. Hey, call, say, hey, bro, I'm going such and such and such. You, all right, cool. Then they come pick you up, boom, take you there. And if they're really nice, some of them will actually wait for you, you know, to finish handling your business, whether it's at the supermarket or whatever, and then they'll take you back to your Airbnb or whatever. But yeah, man, that's my experience with Uber in the Dominican Republic. Y'all get in the comment section. Y'all guys been down there yourself. Share your experience and let me know how y'all feel, man, and what y'all think. In the meanwhile, we appreciate y'all time, and we will see you on the next one. Peace. Travel safe.
Let's take flight.